Well, hello. Welcome to Daily Vlog. To another daily vlog. Oh, man. Well, what have I been doing? Nothing much. What's new, eh? What is new? Um, today's just, well, the whole weekend, obviously, as you would have seen through the vlogs, but it's just been a chilled out thing. Um, Today's not been any real exception to that. Had Sam round earlier. Sam came about one-ish this afternoon. Yeah, we just had a chat and chilled out, had a cup of tea, and kind of just like watched whatever was on telly, really. And yeah, just had a chilled out day. Um, but yeah, also this evening managed to get another Transformers review up on my main channel. Managed to get that sorted out on a figure that I picked up Friday just gone. So I managed to get that sorted out. So yeah. So now I'm currently watching a bit of YouTube. I'm watching a guy called Star Wars Theory. He's basically been at a convention, or was at a convention somewhere in America that is mostly Star Wars related, I think. And yeah, he's basically started his own business with a team of guys called Fairy Sabers, and he basically makes Star Wars lightsaber replicas. So it's basically for the first time having a booth at this convention, and I'm currently watching the convention vlogs that he's uploading. Um, so I'm back at work tomorrow. So I will still be doing vlogging. I'll be doing a daily vlog, but the likelihood is there might be later going up, being uploaded. It just generally depends of what time frame I finish work, because I don't know when. Obviously, I start the same time every morning. The same time every morning. I know when to start work, but when it comes to finishing, it could be anywhere within the region of about 7 to about 8 o'clock, going on for 8 o'clock. So I won't be surprised if me going back tomorrow, it's going to be probably a similar thing. So I need to get home, get something to eat sorted out. My dad's back Wednesday from Australia. So yeah, just back to the road and race again tomorrow after the weekend. So yeah, back to the road and race. It's been, having a bit of time to yourself is important. It's just like everything, you can have all the time off. You can have time to yourself and time to just chill and not having to work as much, or not having to work. You can have that as much as you want, but unfortunately, you need money in order to just live and do stuff. And it would be nice if I didn't have to go back, but unfortunately, I've got no real option, really. Um, but yes, yesterday's vlog, bloody hell, people. I don't know exactly why or how, but yesterday's vlog is the most successful out of every single vlog I've uploaded this past week, 5 or 6 days. I honestly didn't realise, and obviously I've been, socialising. The Sam came round, and then I sort of just decided to check my YouTube and noticed I had a comment from somebody that I used to go to school with, and yesterday's vlog has like 50 odd views in just like 24 hours. It's had like 50 odd views, and it's had like 6 or 7, about 6 likes which is the most out of every daily vlog I've done so far. And I don't know exactly why, or if it's because I don't know. I honestly don't know why that vlog has been more successful than the rest of them. I honestly don't know. I don't know if it's because maybe YouTube's starting to kind of like show my videos again to people that are subscribed to my channel. Because there has been a bit of a lull. There has been a bit of a lull with YouTube doing its job, the algorithm doing its job, and it seems that not everybody that are subscribed to me or follow me seem to be able to see what I upload. They don't. They might get the odd video, but they don't get all of them. So whenever I upload, sometimes they don't even see them, or they don't even get any sort of acknowledgement that I've uploaded. And that's been a problem for me for quite a while on both of my channels, not just this one, but on both. And so I don't know what's happened there. I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm happy that that video's done relatively well. I don't know if it's probably because obviously yesterday's vlog I was talking about that I got recognised. So it could be down to that I got recognised. And also the comments I had from Chelsea, a lass that I used to go to school with called Chelsea, she commented saying about the toy shop that I was talking about in yesterday's vlog. But yeah, I kind of just want to kind of alliterate more on that, because you really don't get proper independent toy shops anymore, like independently owned. They're not a chain or anything like that. They are just a toy shop that is just opened by somebody that has the love, that just loves like to bring kids joy sort of thing. And I mean, you know, if you was to go back 30 plus something years ago, there was a lot of independent shops that sold toys. There was like actual independent businesses that actually went into like maybe like selling toys to some degree, and it was kind of like the norm probably back in my mum's time when she was a kid, that there was like actual more independent shops, and then you had your main shops that was more, you know, thinking on toys and stuff. But yeah, the toy shop in Hessel where I live, that was there for quite a number of years. I think it was there for nearly good 11 or maybe about 11 or 12 years in total, probably a bit longer. Maybe it was open when I was like just born, but I have more fond memories of it when I was about 4, maybe about 3 or 4, up to the point of going up to middle school. And yeah, because I used to go to that toy shop, like I said in yesterday's vlog. It was during the boom of the Pokemon thing, and I used to go there for my Pokemon cards. I used to go there for anything that was like Yu-Gi-Oh, because I used to also do the Yu-Gi-Oh card game as well. I used to buy Pogs. I used to play Pogs in the playground. I used to have Jacks. I used to have all that stuff that they stocked, but literally Pokemon cards. That was literally the place I used to go to all the time for toys. And like I said, they stocked practically everything. Everything that was popular. They had figures for Dragon Ball Z. They had also all sorts of Pokemon memorabilia. They had Lego. They had obviously Thomas the Tank Engine figures and toys and stuff for little kids. Because I remember it was like split into like 3 or 4 areas. It was only a small toy shop. It was really quite you couldn't fit too many people in. It could only probably situate about 6 or 7 people in all at any one time. Because the way it was all laid out, you go through the front door of the toy shop, and on your left hand side it was just a wall of shelving, and that was usually where all the Lego stuff was. And then right in front of you, there was a staircase going upstairs, but there was nothing upstairs except for it was mostly storage for stock and things. So you wasn't really allowed to go upstairs. It was staff only and access. And then on your right hand side, you had the cash point, the check, the till. And then underneath the till, you had all like your Pokemon cards and stuff like that underneath the till. And then on the far right on what the far wall, they had like all sorts of different action figures, like Pokemon, Digimon stuff. They had all sorts down that one wall. And then if you came around, then when you came to the till and you looked to your left, it expanded right far back to a much like a little narrow. There's like a narrow corridory bit. Again with shelving on both sides. But as you went through to like the central bit of the shop, that is where all like your Transformers stuff and Star Wars and things like that was all in that section. And then if you carried on going, you had like Play-Doh, Barbie dolls, Thomas the Tank Engine, railway stuff, like like Scalextric and things like that. They had all that stuff in that section at the back. It was relatively a biggish place, but not massive. It was like nothing compared to say like Toys R Us or anything like that. It was just a small, cheerful, little independent toy shop that the guy who owned it, he just decided to just shut up. I don't know why. I don't know what the reason was, but I think the guy just wanted to retire. I think it was down to the fact that he just wanted to retire, had enough of it, and he just packed it in and just closed up. And the shop ended up being sold multiple times to different people, and it's become different things over the years. And that's been like maybe 20 years since that place shut now. Maybe a little bit over 20 years. Because I remember that being open probably when I was like 11 or 12 years old, when I was probably about 11 or 12 when that toy shop finally shut. And then from then on, I had to go to Toys R Us, which was the main big toy shop in town in Hull. That was the only actual main toy shop we had, which was the Toys R Us. Now, coming back to now, 2024, we have like 3 well, we've got 4. I think we've got 4 main ones in Hull now. I would say, yeah, we've got an entertainer, which I think is crap. We've got the entertainer. We've got, I can't remember now, but there's another toy shop in the Princess Quay shopping centre as well. We've got the other side of Hull, more right at the far end of Hull, the other side, we've got a Smith's toy shop, and then I think there's another one as well. I've heard rumours about Toys R Us coming back, but I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, but at that time, Toys R Us was like the main toy shop for Hull. And then over time, there has been other ones that have opened since and closed since as well. But I just miss that independent toy shop because it was a big part of my childhood. It was a huge part of my childhood. And it's where I used to go, and even if I didn't have any money or couldn't afford anything, I used to just go in there, and I used to just like stare at the toys and get ideas for like birthday presents and Christmas and stuff like that. And I also used to use the Argos catalogue book as well. Oh, who remembers the Argos catalogue? Bloody hell, the Argos catalogue. just endlessly just looking through all the pages and circling what you wanted and hoping that you get it on Christmas Day. Um, God, that takes me back. I think they still do. I mean, Argos. Argos is still going, and they do kind of like a catalogue still, but they've downsized a lot of the Argos physical shops now, and they're mostly all online. Um, the Argos near us is now part of Sainsbury's because Sainsbury's bought out Argos, I believe. The owners of Sainsbury's bought Argos and they integrated the Argos shop thing into the Sainsbury's name under Sainsbury's. So we used to have a massive Argos in Hull, but now it's part of the Sainsbury's shopping centre. Sainsbury's now. But yeah, it's just unfortunately things change. Businesses hit a bit of an all-time low, go into liquidation and having to be bought out by somebody else. But it's just sometime soon. I don't know when. I'm not going to promise this because I don't know when it'll happen. But when I've got time again, some point soon, I would like to try and do it before. I would like to try and do it before Christmas really kicks in for me, because I think I'm maybe about a week or two, give or take a couple of weeks, and I'll be on my Christmas rota hours. They'll be introducing the Christmas rota hours in the next week or two. And obviously it's my birthday at the end of this month. November 28th of November is my birthday, so I want to try and do it, and I want to do a proper tour of. I want to go around all the areas, try remember and write them down, and go go on a proper nostalgia trip around my local area, and show you my schools. Obviously, I need to try and be careful with that because obviously, videoing schools and everything is not a good idea. But I would probably do it when anything like that is when there's no kids actually present in the school. Probably like a school holiday, for instance. So when kids are off, it's probably the best opportunity. But I want to kind of like do a proper nostalgia trip and like show you where I used to go to school, certain areas where I used to go hang out with friends, just kind of like that kind of thing, and just do like an actual proper kind of like tour around Hessel, around my area where I live, and that kind of thing. But that's been a thing I've been toying with and thinking about in my head for a bit. Whether it does happen, I don't know. It depends on whether I've got like a good amount of time to myself. I mean, Hessel, where I live in Hessel, you can get around Hessel within about 2 hours. Maybe not quite 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. If you was by foot walking around Hessel, it'd probably take you about 2 or 3 hours to get around all of Hessel by foot. It's not that big; it's quite small. But it probably could take you a good 2 to 3 hours to actually get around everything by foot. If you wanted to literally walk the entirety of Hessel, that's what I'm on about, the entirety of it. It's good like 3 or so hours. But by car or by push bike, you could wean that down to about an hour, give or take an hour or so. But yeah, I'm thinking about just having a nice little walk around and just like show you certain areas that, and kind of try to remember what I got up to as a kid. Because I can remember relatively quite well. I can remember to like as far back to when I was about 4 or 5, give or take, about 4 or 5 years old. Anything before that is a bit of a drag. But 4 or 5 years old is when I started going to primary school, obviously. So from like 5 years old onwards is when I've got more memories of like being with friends and got playing about in the streets and going for bike rides, Little Swits or Hessel Foreshore, going down there. Even though I've already shown Hessel Foreshore a fair few times, but I haven't really shown anything else within the local area because there has been a hell of a lot of redevelopment over the years. And like Hessel High School, which is the where I went, well, which is the high school for us. I went the primary school and the originally when I used to go to school, the primary school, middle school, and high school were all separate. They're all separate sites or separate schools. Now only the primary school is separate to the main high school because the high school, they decided to close the middle school, which we knew as Boothery site. They closed Boothery site and they've actually built like accommodation. I think they've built stuff on there now. That land, I think like housing or something. I think there's a new housing estate being built around there. So they closed the Boothery site, which what we call the middle school. They've closed that and they actually integrated both the middle school kids and older kids into one school, and it's now an academy. It's now not really a school, it's more of an academy. So that's a huge difference. So now there's only really two schools in. Oh, there's actually, I think there's a third school. Yes, there is. There's actually a third. There's actually, yeah. There's still no. There's originally 4 schools in Hessel. There was originally 4 schools in Hessel, but now there's only, I think, 2 or maybe 3. I'm trying to remember because it's been a fair few years. So there has been some drastic changes. Also, there's been a lot of redevelopment with like a lot of green spaces have been built upon now over the years. Unfortunately, a lot of the places where we used to play and hang out and that, and but it's something I'm thinking about. Something I'm thinking about. It may not happen. It may happen. It may not happen. But it is something I would like to try and do. Not just because I want to put that on YouTube, but I just want to do it for myself. I want to kind of do a video where it's more like, I might even see if Sam wants to get involved in it because he might remember certain things I can't remember. So I think if I get somebody else's input, like Sam, for instance, because obviously me and him grew up in the same area. We knew a majority of the same people through school, like friends that Sam had at school and people I knew, or we both knew, kind of thing. So yeah, it's just, I think I might do that. I think if I did it, I might get Sam involved in the vlog. I might get Sam involved in it. Try and plan it for a day that Sam's not busy, over maybe on a weekend. And I think that's probably going to be the plan. Is I might get Sam involved and just kind of pick his brains of areas we can maybe cover within a day, and just go for a good old walk around my local area and places he remembers, and places I remember, and we'll just kind of do like a full walk around. It would have to be at a point where there's more daytime. So this is probably going to be a video that I'm going to do probably in the new year, 2025 sometime. It'll probably have to be something where there's a bit more daytime. Because if we did this now, I'd have to start this vlog at like 8 or 9 in the morning in order to get everything in. I'd have to start it relatively quite early, the whole thing, plan where we're going. Because obviously it starts getting dark at like 4, half 4 in the afternoon now. So this is probably something I'm going to think about doing in the future. Probably once Christmas is out the way, New Year's out the way, we're in 2025. Once like it changes, it got we've got a bit more daylight and everything like that, and things, how that changes, then yeah, I think that's probably going to be a video I'm going to think about doing in the future. But yeah, obviously that explanation's taken a long time. This video is going to be quite a while. Yeah, it's 25 minutes. But anyways, I'm going to finish this off before it gets a bit too long. But yeah, all is well with me. I'm feeling good. I'll be back tomorrow with another daily vlog. Take care of yourselves. Thank you very much for the support on the video yesterday, the vlog yesterday, and the comments and everything. I was actually quite surprised just how well that one actually went down. Out of every single daily vlog I've uploaded since last Monday, literally since last Monday, a week ago, it'll be a week ago tomorrow that I've been making. It'll be a week tomorrow that I've been making daily vlogs since I've been uploading them. Okay. And out of all of them, they've done okay, but yesterday's vlog was like, holy shit! That's like literally just in 24 hours. Yesterday's vlog doubled the viewership, and also trebled in acknowledgement when it comes to likes and stuff like that. It's just doubled everything over this whole past week of me uploading. So thank you very much for the support with that one. I'm glad it went down well with people. But yeah, see you soon, everyone. Take care of yourselves, and I'll be back tomorrow with another vlog. Take care. Bye bye.